This is the best moments of the Barbecue Central show in 10 minutes or less. Ever wish you could re-listen to your favorite interview or segment? Do you enjoy hearing older shows for the first time in years? Then the best moments of the Barbecue Central show in 10 minutes or less is just what you need. Thanks for listening and enjoy the show.
Welcome to the best moments of the Barbecue Central show in 10 minutes or less. I am your host, John Solberg, and today's show is being brought to you by The Butcher Shop, purveyors of highly sought-after 100% Australian non-crossbred Wylarah 9+ briskets, and as always, handpicked just for you. The Butcher Shop has been retailing the finest meats for the past 15 years. Every week, they're shipping out competition-quality meats to many of the biggest teams in the competition scene across the nation. Simply put, teams who use the Butcher Shop win, and they win often. Not a competitor, but still have an eye for the finer cuts in life? Great news. The Butcher Shop is shipping some of the finest prime, dry-aged, Australian Wagyu and Japanese Wagyu steaks to folks just like you and me who aspire to be the kings and queens of their backyards. The Butcher Shop always has Berkshire, Compart Duroc, Allegiance Duroc, and Prairie Fresh all-natural pork in stock, and it's always going to be handpicked for you. Now, you might be asking yourself, hey, all this sounds great, but what about some exotic stuff? Well, here's what I got to tell you. The Butcher Shop can get you an elk steak. They can get you a camel roast. They can get you other exotic things. Yeah, they can get you camel. Let's review all this. The best competition briskets, check. The best pork selection, check. Giving you better overall options to cook at home, check. Give the Butcher Shop a call today. 850-458-8782. That's 850-458-8782. Mention the Barbecue Central show and they're going to give you 10% off your order each and every time. You can also reach out to them on Facebook, facebook.com/thebutchershop. Shop is spelled S-H-O-P-P-E. The Butcher Shop, home of the 100% Australian non-crossbred Wylarah briskets. And here's what's going on in today's show. We're going back to April the 3rd, 2012. Greg's going to catch up with 20-year-old Pitmaster Brent Richardson.
Broadcasting live from the Barbecue Central Radio Network studios in Cleveland, Ohio. You're listening to the Barbecue Central Radio Show. Once again, here's your host, Greg Rempe.
All right, welcome back. We're coming up on 14 past the hour. This portion of the show being brought to you by the hotline, 877-448-3. Don't forget, we have Survey Tuesday questions as well. What's your favorite meat of the 4 traditional categories? Who's your favorite TV chef? And what is your guilty pleasure? But we withstand all of that now as we race to the hotline and bring up Pitmaster of Slabs of Approval, first-timer to the show, Brent Richardson. Brent, how are you, bud?
Doing great. How's it going?
You're doing absolutely fabulous, Brent. Appreciate you making time for the show. Let me get your picture up here so we can go split screen. Brent, you're looking one of the most dapper gentlemen probably at an awards here in this picture. Where was this taken?
That was actually at Pleasant Hill this weekend.
Oh, really?
Yep.
All right, so a very current shot of the Pitmaster of Slabs of Approval. Brent, probably 50 different places that we could start here tonight, and I appreciate making time for the show. First of all, competition barbecue is obviously something that you have been around, probably not even by choice, for any number of years. Stephanie Wilson, Steve Farron, Kyle Laval, some of the top people in the industry, or are related to. How does, and you're 20 years old, so, it's not like you're a 45 or 50-year-old just getting into this, so, you're relatively younger in life. What's it like growing up around barbecue, in a barbecue state, in a barbecue city, and then around the competition scene?
It's not any different from being, just a regular kid, some kids have, they grew up playing football for, middle school, high school, and I grew up, doing barbecue. I had the choice of doing football in high school, and I said, can I get weekends off? And, games are on weekends, so I said, no, I'm a barbecue man,
Is it just because you were around it and it's kind of like second nature, or is it something, look, because, I look at you and you obviously, your mom's kind of involved and invested with it, and a very successful team. And then I look at other people like, Jack's New South. So, you kind of have this, and he's 20 years old too. So you have, a group of like newer pitmasters popping up around different parts of the country who have been involved in competition barbecue, whether they kind of have wanted to or not. So I wonder, as you're looking, is it just something natural because it was something you grew up with? Did you have a point where you were going to be able to diverge and just say, you know what, I would rather do football or baseball or not any of it, just sit around and play Nintendo all day long?
Yeah, it's pretty much natural. I've been doing this since I was 5. The kids' cues from 5 to 15, and once you get your first ribbon at the age of 5 or 6, it's been so long I don't even remember. It's just it's the thrill and meeting all my friends that I've met throughout the whole barbecue travels, and it's just yeah, you get close to a certain number of people doing football and stuff, but look at all the people that are doing competitions around the United States, and all the people that you can meet, and it's just it's a thrill, it's a rush, pretty much.
Brent Richardson joining us here on the show, Pitmaster of Slabs of Approval. Where did the name come from, Brent?
Slabs of Approval. I was hoping you'd ask. Actually, Slabs of Approval consists of 4 people: me, my cooking partner Austin Hall, Lauren Coleman, and my aunt Valerie Wilson. Pretty much right now it's just me, Austin, and Val. Lauren's actually going to the Culinary Institute of America in New York. Nice. And she's going to college doing her thing, and pretty much Austin and Lauren were actually with the team Squeal of Approval, which is Betsy and Allison and all that. And we the Squeal of Approval, the slabs.com, and we just pretty much Slabs of Approval, and it's just been like that ever since 2006.
All right, so you've been competing since 2006, but you obviously, as you had mentioned, been doing it a lot earlier. What's easy to cook for you? I mean, is it something that, because you've been around it, there isn't nearly the learning curve, or you kind of have some like built-in pros, I guess, in the family to kind of help ramp that learning curve up as compared to some of the other folks that are out there?
I really don't have a pro. I don't have a it all depends on the weekend and what I like. But if I had to pick one thing, it would definitely be chicken wings. That is the number one thing I know how to cook.
Now, I mean, you're also just doing like the regular 4 meat categories at events too now, right?
Yeah, definitely.
All right, so when you're going to a competition, are you able to go out and pick your own competitions that you want to do now? Or are you typically traveling, where Slabs is going to be competing as well?
I pick pretty much wherever I want to go. Most of the time, it's going to be where the Slabs go, because I don't have the money to go to certain areas, so I'm sticking around St. Joseph, some in Kansas, some in Missouri, and I'm in the Sam's Club in the Lenexa, and if I go further than that, then I'm definitely going to be traveling to St. Louis and hopefully on to I just totally forgot where the last one is.
Bentonville. Yep. So
yeah.
You would definitely like to get down there for the finals for sure, right?
Oh, who wouldn't?
I can tell you who wouldn't. Dave Bosca from Butcher Barbecue would not want to do that. That's a different story for a different day. All right, Brent Richardson joining us here on the show. All right, so when you decided that you were going to, you get out of the kids' queue and now you're going to start cooking, on the pro circuit, just like, everybody else that I talk to each and every week. When you're setting up camp that first time, if you can kind of take us back to that very first competition, do you have any type of nerves that are running through you? Are you worried about getting everything timed out, getting all the boxes built and everything ran in on time to make sure you don't miss any clocks?
I know you want to know what Brent had to say, So head on over there to the BBQCentralShow.com. There's a link in the show notes to take you to this complete episode. Hey, it's contagious. It just happens. While you're over on the interwebs, check out The Butcher Shop on their Facebook page, facebook.com/The Butcher Shop, shop spelled SHOPPE. Mention the Barbecue Central Show for 10% off your entire order. And until next time on the best moments of the Barbecue Central Show in 10 minutes or less, I am your host, John Solberg. I look forward to talking to you again soon.